Welcome once again to the BCHS Bear Network. I'm your host, Gary Ownbey. We talk about girls basketball here with Bearettes Central Bearette head coach Jason Reuter. Coach, welcome to the show. Our program's always presented here on the BCHS Bear Network. We appreciate all of our viewers and their great comments we've been receiving. Coach, since we've last met, you've had a couple of games under your belt down at Ottawa last Friday, and then last night with Ray County. A couple of good wins for you there. I'd be totally remiss if I didn't congratulate you on getting your 100th consecutive district win in that Ottawa game. And I know you're the first to deflect the credit to the players, because you'll say, I didn't make any points, I didn't get any steals, rebounds, and so forth. But you got to have a captain of the ship, Coach. And you've had a lot of great players. And congratulations on that. It's a huge compliment, something to be proud of.
Well, thank you, Gary. Trust me, I'm flattered with the compliment, and I've got a few phone calls or text messages or whatever, but it really is. This is a people's game. It's about the players, and it's about relationships, and it's about the product you see out there. You know, we get hung up on a lot of things, but if it wasn't for these girls, you know, I come to realize many years ago, you can play basketball without coaches. You can play without referees. Now, you may not have an official game, but you can play basketball, but you can't play without the girls.
That's right. Good point.
These girls, this is their streak, and it's every girl that's played for me are, you know, streaks are meant to be broken. That will end at some point.
Yep.
I want it to go on as long as it can. You've asked me before, do we talk about those streaks? I try not to bring that up. I think the kids maybe
they're
aware of it, or somebody, you know, kids don't read the paper anymore, but they see things on social media, and so they're aware of it, but we just try not to put any more pressure. Last thing you want to do is walk in and say, hey, we got 100 wins in a row, we can't lose this game. I want them to be relaxed and play really, really hard, just keep playing excellent basketball, and they've been playing pretty well so far.
They really have. Right now, standing here at 9-0 on the regular season, 4-0 in the district, and you got a non-district game coming up Friday at East Hamilton, which used to be a District 4 up until this year when they realigned the classifications. Brady's in a 4A and East Ham dropped to a 3A. So that's a pretty good program. They've been very successful in the past. They've not gotten the Bearettes number yet. I think it's 25 in a row. But going down there, Coach Greenmore is no longer the head coach. He stepped aside. I think he's coaching the little kids now, they told me. And Kayla Burse, we met earlier this year when they played here, and then she was at Saudi Daisy last season. So
yes.
Very nice, soft-spoken, very knowledgeable coach. And it's one of those games you look forward to be the final game before the break, and we'll talk about the break here in a minute too. But
well, we're expecting we had our way with them here during our Thanksgiving Classic, but they had two players out, McKenna Hayes and
back trouble with her,
and another young lady. We're preparing like they're going to be in the lineup, even though we've got a couple films on them, and we've played them once. Obviously, we're going to be heavily favored, but we're down in their gym. If they've got those two girls back, I think you're going to see a little different East Hamilton team. So we're prepared to go down on the road. You know, we've played 9 games, 6 of them's been at home, so that's 2/3. So it's quite an advantage to be at home. So we're looking to go down there and end the break on a positive note.
Well, and following the break, you know, you'll take some time off for the holidays, I'm sure. And what's your schedule look like after Friday between that point and just after Christmas when we go to Greenville? The girls have days off to spend with family.
They do.
We'll
play tomorrow, Friday night, and we'll let them off Saturday and Sunday. We'll practice Monday, the 20th. Practice Tuesday. We'll practice Wednesday. Then let them off the 23rd, 24th, 25th, and then we'll come back on the 26th, that's day after Christmas, and we'll practice 26th, 27th, and we'll probably have a practice 28th and get in our caravan and go to Greenville and play a really, really state-ranked team out of North Carolina, a really good team. You got the bracket there, Myers Park. So
yep, out of Charlotte.
Probably the best team we've seen all year.
Well, they've got a couple of state championships under the belt from just recent years there. And your bracket also, might as well look at that too. With a team out of Kentucky, Union Kentucky, Larry A. Ryle. If they win in the bottom part of your bracket, that's who you'd face if you win. They're standing here unbeaten right now as well, 6-0 on the season. And I don't know what that means. Don't know the level of competition there. And also in your bracket will be South Green, who's basically the home team for the most part there, along with Greenville. Knox Catholic We know what kind of program. You'll see them home and away later on here in the season. That's Catholic. And then in that same bracket is Bullitt East out of Kentucky, and they're also unbeaten. So it's going to be a challenge up there. It always is, and that's the kind of tournament you really like to go to because it gives you a look at teams outside the area. It exposes your weaknesses so that you come back and if you win, great. If you lose, hey, here's what we got to work on, girls.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think we're going to go undefeated, and we're not looking to. That's not our goal. Our goal is to win championships. That sounds a little cliche-ish. Like, yeah, we do want to win every game, but it's not realistic.
Right.
When you play 37 games, 36, you're probably going to have a bad night against a good team. So, we've been blessed. The 2 times we went to that tournament, we won it both times. I had a girl that was pretty good, average player, Ryan Howard. And she was on the bus, on the caravan with us. So we don't have Ryan Howard, but we've got a pretty good bunch of girls we're taking up to Greenville. We may be playing the best team in the tournament first round.
Just the luck of the draw.
I've got 2 films on them, and I couldn't help. I tell my kids not to look ahead, but I could not help but sneak a little view at them. They're big, they're fast, they got shooters, they're well coached, and that very well could be the best team. But we're going up there, win or lose or draw. We're going to get tested, and that's why we're going.
Exactly.
It's not cheap to take these trips. You can ask any coach here that coaches a team sport. When you take a bunch of young men or women on a 3-night trip and stay in a hotel, you know, we're renting 9 rooms, food, gas. We're not going up there for a Christmas light party. We're going to play basketball. Yeah. We want to have a good time. We're going to be relaxed, and we'll eat some good food and have some good times together. But we're going up there to play. And if we go 4-0, great. If we don't, I hope we got better and the money was well spent. That's what I'm looking for, is to make our team better.
Well, I've been up there many a night back in the 90s when we had, the mid-90s when Coach Creighton was taking teams up there. I think that was the first go-around there. And since then, we've been up before. And like you said, you've been there. It's a great atmosphere with a lot of people. It's not like some holiday tournaments where there's sparsely attended, but they have a really good turnout there because they got so many local teams. And you're talking about 16 teams, I think, are in a tournament. 20 is in it, and half of them are local teams, so it has a good draw for it there. Then they bring in the best they can get them outside, and invite them in too. So,
yeah, I don't want to sound like I know the whole. I don't have a crystal ball, but I've been pretty safe to say it's the best girls' Christmas tournament in the state of Tennessee.
Oh, without question.
Yeah,
it's almost as tough as the state tournament itself, I think, in some ways.
Could be, yeah. Very well could be. There's been several teams that's won that and go on to win the AAA. Now it's 4A state championship.
What does your year-to-date stats look like so far for the Bearettes?
Well, we've had so many lopsided games, Gary. It's a little. I try to compare them to the years past. To kind of see where we're lining up. We're shooting the ball 50% from the floor, which is for girls basketball. It's hitting half your shots. That doesn't sound that great, but that's pretty good. 50% is really good. Shooting 32 from the threes. One thing that we're really struggling is 60% from the foul line. Now that's counting every JV player. Everybody goes in, and we've had so many blowouts. It's not. The stats I think are swayed because of the lopsided scores.
Yeah.
And the water's going to get rockier. Knox Catholic, large private runner-up last year.
Central's coming in there.
They beat Cleveland. We got McMinn Central. We're going to this tournament. We're going on the road to Cleveland. We got McMinn County, who's on the road. But I think you're going to see these numbers. The margin of victory is going to shrink, and I think our shooting percentages, things like turnovers, we're taking care of the ball. We're averaging about 10.5 turnovers a game. Our goal is 12 or less. So right now we're hitting the marks other than free throw shooting, but there's tougher opponents coming.
Well, we got to get that free throw shooting up there because that'll bite you.
Won't you come by practice day? We got it 2:15 to 4:15. I'm gonna send you down there and let you work with our girls a little bit.
Okay, I think that might.
I mean, why not? Give it a
sink
shot.
the ship, so to speak. Obviously, but Coach, it's always with free throws. You say, why can't you make them? Well, you go out there and stand in front of a few 100,000 people yourself and try to do that sometime when you're under pressure. Now, like you say, some of our games have not been pressure games, but we got to make those free throws there. Looking forward to the games Friday at East Hamilton, and then the break, and then we're back at the Greenville tournament starting the 28th. That's a Tuesday. that first game against
We have a pretty good little, you know, I know it's Christmas time, but there'll be several Bearette fans up there. We've got some people like to follow us. I'm sure you'll be there. You and Steve maybe, and I've already had about 6 or 7 regulars ask for the bracket. So of course our parents will be there. You know, if you got, it's what, 2 hour and 15-minute ride. You want to see some good girls basketball, take a little ride up to Greenville, and we play at 4:30 on the 28th against Myers Park out of Charlotte, North Carolina. They're a predominantly powerhouse. I didn't know anything about them until I got the schedule. Then I started looking them up, and you're right, they've won 2 state championships in the last 10 years.
Yeah. And go early and watch a lot of other games. There'll be a lot of good competition there, not just the Bearettes and this team here, but there'll be a lot of other good teams playing and get a feel for what's going on there. We're going to wish you the best of luck. We'll see you Friday night at East Hamilton. That should be a broadcast game for us. So we'll be down there with you and follow the Bearettes and the Bears in that doubleheader there. We'll have a girls JV game, I hope, starting at 3:30.
3:30 girls JV, boys JV 4:30.
Okay.
Then 6 and 7:30 with varsity.
All right, that'll wrap it up for now. And Coach, this will be our last show before the Christmas break. We'll see you again after the break, at least on our shows here. The next time, God bless and go Bearettes.